What up, our beautiful
Hey
family? We're
guys!
here for another one. And we just got done, so y'all couldn't get enough of us talking about buildings. So we just got done watching a German house get built, right? For those who was along that journey, that was a 6-parter right there. Great journey. We're not going into something being built, but we're going to react to London skyscrapers and why they look the way they look. So we down the building
I
lane.
honestly don't know. I mean, aren't they like
Big buildings,
the
cousin.
brick ones though?
No.
No?
That's in Germany. You're thinking of Germany.
Okay,
Get out of
my
Germany.
bad,
Get out of
my
Germany.
bad,
Get out of
my
Germany. We over here in London now.
Okay, let me take the flight.
So we're about to find out why they look the way they look. But before we dive in, if you're new, hit that subscribe for us, like, notification bell, all that good stuff. Let's dive in.
London has some seriously odd-looking skyscrapers with some very unserious nicknames.
Whoa,
crazy.
those look.
Scalpel,
Oh,
can of ham, cheese grater.
The
cheese grater.
But buildings this large and this expensive
Damn.
in the heart of one of the world's most important cities don't just happen by accident.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Those look
They-
AI.
I'm not even gonna lie. All the London stuff y'all just showed us, I did not expect London to look like this.
I don't.
What
But
kind of
it's
London
because
is
of what we think London looks like from what we've been told.
But it's big too. Like London got a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
different.
true.
We did learn that.
That's so.
So is this like
pretty.
y'all downtown London?
I would
or
love to
something?
go to
Is this like they
London.
downtown area?
Is it expensive to go to London?
I couldn't tell you.
Somebody let us know down below in the comment section. Is it expensive like, to stay
this
there?
economy,
Well, I'm saying like
for us to travel there probably is expensive. Probably
do
over
they
there is
have like
probably
regular
cheap.
hotels, or are they more in like little Airbnb, like little cottages or something you stay in? Like I wonder. Like I don't know.
So, how did these skyscrapers end up with such unique designs? I'm Nick Potts, I'm an architect, and today we're
Okay.
taking a walking tour of London's most interesting
Architects.
skyscrapers.
The walking tour. I like
I
this.
feel like I've heard of Potts last name before. Potts.
To understand why these buildings look the way they do, first we need to understand three major factors about building in the city of London. First, unlike some other major cities around the world, London doesn't have a uniform street grid.
We
Each lot
know.
has a unique shape and unique dimensions. Some lots are rectangular, others are triangular, some are
Oh.
just bizarre.
It
Secondly,
is.
in addition to, or maybe because of these irregular lot sizes, what gets built on them is subject to a huge amount of negotiation. In a city like New York, there's a defined buildable envelope that regulates the bulk, the shape, the size, the height of new buildings. London doesn't have those sorts of rules, so every new large building that impacts the skyline is up to negotiation. And the third factor is that within the square mile of the city of London, there were no skyscrapers until the 1980s. Before the 1980s, nothing this tall could legally be built in the historic square mile of the center of London.
Dang.
We are right over the center of the hub of the world, the city of London. No
This is so old.
would be complete.
Where are they now? Sounds like The Incredibles.
Masterwork. Historic old mall.
These buildings only started going up when those laws were changed, and actually the political organization of the city changed to enable it.
You know what's that's wild to hear that they actually had laws to like, oh, we don't want our buildings tall, or we don't.
Well, I could see why though, because it's like they're not used to it, and it's like not their norm. Like they're so used to like nice, simple.
I wonder what was
work
like the debate behind it. Why?
I feel like it'd be like, no, it looks. You're taking away from the traditions. I feel like the traditional look.
Or did they
of
think it was
London.
dangerous? They think like, oh, what's the point?
Yeah.
Going up that high, dangerous.
I feel like they had no parking though.
Yeah.
Out of those pictures, I feel like, where do y'all park?
And so for the first time, with the creation of the Greater London Authority, London had something it hadn't had before, a mayor. And given the
Oh.
trend towards globalization that was occurring, the new London plan saw the opportunity to cement London as a global financial capital with a downtown. So in the London plan, there's no clear definition about what a tall building is, only a somewhat puzzling statement about the higher the building, the greater the scrutiny. But they did, however, create a framework of 5 major tenets that would feed into the approval process for any major tall building. The functional impact, the visual impact, the cumulative impact, the environmental impact, and public access.
Mm.
This is 30 St. Mary Axe. Known to many as the Gherkin because it looks like, well, a pickle. But there's actually a good reason why.
I
it
thought a
looks like
bullet, but
This
okay.
was designed by Lord Norman Foster and completed in 2001. This was designed to be a symbol of sustainability. And 30 St. Mary Axe really leaned into the idea of environmental impact.
That is so
as
crazy how
a
that looks.
path towards approval, simply through its formal massing. The rounded shape, the curves, minimize wind at the base of the building, which
That's
is a
nice.
really crucial thing for the regulatory agency to get behind. And the second of these was really about the performance of the building in terms of environmental responsibility and trying to minimize the use of fossil fuels to heat and air condition in the way that you typically would in a glass-enclosed rectangular skyscraper.
That was driving me crazy looking at the glass. It was driving me insane because I know it's probably like tempered or thick glass that's hard to break. I just picture something just shattering glass somewhere.
A bird.
So if you look at the black stripes running up the building, within those are multi-story heat groups. These were meant to allow airflow to move up and through the building, almost like a chimney. And in addition to that, there were windows that were designed to open and shut to allow
What's in
air
there?
to move in and through the building, minimize the use of air conditioning. Also, if you look closely at the building, you don't see any louvers, and they achieve this shape, this sleekness, by actually moving the cooling towers of the heating plant to an adjacent six-story building. So even though the building communicates sustainability, its performance is still very much traditional and just hidden.
How do they clean that?
They probably got those window people coming through days.
Yeah, no. That's true. But usually there's buildings with like balconies or windows and stuff. Like I don't think they have.
They hang over. That's how they do it.
I know, but where are they connected?
What do you mean? They connect to they're on a machine. They're not connected to the building. Some of them, they got ones that connect to the top of the building. But I'm pretty sure they probably have like a fork or something that go in there and
I didn't think of that.
pull them down, and they do it.
This is the London
grater?
Hall building,
The
which
name.
some people have taken to calling the cheese grater. This building was designed by
I can see
Richard
why.
Rogers and Partners and was completed in 2013. The design here might look like an odd choice, but it makes a lot more sense if you look at it up against another building. St. Paul's Cathedral is just a few blocks away, and the shape of the London Hall building is actually a gesture of respect, looking back towards St. Paul's Cathedral. So thinking back to the approval guidelines in the City of London for a tall building, the visual impact is one of these core tenets, and this is the one that the London Hall building really leaned into. Across London, there are these protected view corridors, essentially making sure that St. Paul's is visible from various vantage points across the entire metropolitan region.
wow.
And these view corridors,
Oh, that's dope.
approval for any tall building, need to be kept clear both in front and behind.
Working on top of land.
That's nice. The respect. That was really fun.
But when the sun shines and the air is clear, the views around and
They
below
cleaned
are
that?
compensation. Looking across London, St. Paul stands out with proud dignity.
So the London Hall building, by leaning away from one of these protected
Makes
viewpoints,
sense.
freed up one of these views, and it enabled the building to be quite tall. And there's also a somewhat interesting parallel with this building and another building by Richard Rogers, just a few streets away, the Lloyds of London.
That looks
Which
crazy.
is almost an extreme version of an inside-out building with exterior
Sounds like some off of
stairs
Robots.
and a
Yeah,
fairly
that's
wacky exterior
crazy.
shape. London Hall building kind of simplifies. It's almost like a mature version of the same sort of idea. You have your very functional office floor plate with all
I don't
of the
see any
mechanical
similarities.
stuff on the outside. Over here, it's only on one side to essentially maximize the efficiency of these rectangular floor plates.
I
That
find
is so cool.
watching this, I gotta start appreciating
Architecture
more because normally we just drive down the street like, man, that's a nice tall building. I gotta now start visualizing. I gotta get out the car and be like, this can be protecting another building so I can see it.
Yeah.
It ain't just
definitely.
sitting there now.
I mean, we
I-
don't have.
I go in downtown
nice
to
like that
LA. When I go to
here.
downtown LA,
Yeah,
now
downtown LA. Yeah, but here
I'll be
I
looking
don't
like-
think, I don't think we have anything like.
I'm gonna get out the car.
You know,
I'm gonna get out the car like, do you
we're-
see how that building shit decided out when you can still see it? That's why they did that. The architect, I'm catching his
Wonder
work.
how long you have to go to school to become an architect?
Probably a long time, because that is a lot
That is.
to draw up and have to have it built. That's a lot. I'm cool.
As opposed to Lloyd's, which is a little bit more.
That one looks like it's not done. Like
with the
That's wild.
stairs.
it's crazy.
And this is a very British through line in modern architecture. Going back to, you can even say the Crystal Palace in Hyde Park in 1851, which was this exploration of
Wow.
metal and glass and
That is
this sort
crazy.
of techno-futurism.
That looks. That's how it looks right now.
That building
No, I think
really
that's back.
started. But
Damn.
while the cheese grater gets smaller towards the top to preserve these historic sight lines, the next building we're going to look at turns that idea upside down, literally.
What is the name of this one?
The Walkie Talkie.
I cannot with these names. It's so simple.
Some people have taken to calling the Walkie Talkie. And this is one of the only skyscrapers in London that you can actually visit the top of for free. That is, if you can get a ticket. The building was designed by Raphael Vignoli. It was completed in 2015. And if you notice, the top of this building is larger than the base, which is quite unusual for a tall building. But these curves are not about preserving
It looks
historic
like a
views.
cell phone.
This design
Like
is
those one phones back in the day, those white ones with the big black. That's what it looks like. I
can
wouldn't
see
say a
that.
walkie talkie.
It
I would
does
say
look like
whatever
an old-
that looks like.
An old school cell phone.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called though.
They're 90s phones.
Yeah, but what is it
I
called?
don't know what it's called. It's a brick. They called them a brick back in the day.
Yeah,
A brick.
that's what that looks
actually a
like.
clever way to create a public space within the footprint of a private building. In the London plan, there's actually a requirement for public space, and the magic here is that they've managed to create a total area of public space that's actually bigger than the lot that it's built on. Directly underneath the almost dome at the top of the building is public park. So it's actually interesting that the top of the building
It's a
the
park.
size of the lot, and the bottom is smaller. It's the opposite of what
That
we're
is
used to
wild.
when we think of
So the
tall
more you go
buildings.
up, the
Like upside
bigger.
down.
That gets smaller as you ascend. And because of this essentially trick of geometry, there's about 1.5 times the amount of public space that the lot even contains. One of the other aspects of the visual metrics for any tall building getting permission for the London plan is actually design quality. Because there wasn't a set visual metric that this was assessed against, what the developers ended up doing is actually hired other famous architects, including Jean Nouvel, who did not design this building, to essentially write an ode of praise towards the building design, saying this would be a contribution to generations of Londoners to build this quote-unquote masterpiece. And this is just a small bit of what it takes to build a skyscraper in a city like London.
So in a sense, like if you look at it, like if you're in it, like how can I say? If you're looking down at the map, it's gonna look huge, but then when you're down on the floor, it's like really small. So it's like, but it's really like, so it technically doesn't take that whole square. It just takes a little bit, but it looks like it from the top.
Architects are
That's crazy.
geniuses.
Yeah, they're cool. Like I'm no artist, but
It's little stuff like this that I think when we drive through life, or like drive through life, when you drive through like through the street or see something built, like somebody designed this, and we just, you know, like I said, it's normal human, you know, we go by, hey. But I honestly, I be looking at stuff like, man, they built that. Like that's somebody designed this,
Yeah.
and then people went out there and built this.
I just always like what really tripped me out is like how high it is. Like someone's going all the way up there. Like that is what got me. Like that is so high. I don't think I can go all the way up to the top. I can't. I'll be. Oh my god. It's
Panic
so
mode.
scary. Yes. Like even if like we're in a hotel and we stayed like at a top floor, I'm like, oh, I was like, I can't look out the window. Like I can, but I can't look down. Like it's sometimes it's just like, I don't know. It's just like whoa. And those are tall skyscrapers. So it's like bless you. But yeah.
Stuff like that don't. It depends. I can go up there.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like nothing moving. Like I've been on stuff where it's shaky and it move. I can't do
I
it.
wonder how long it took to make those buildings. Like,
Probably years.
time-wise. That's crazy.
Well, now in today's society, who knows? Because as I'm a Raider fan, and if you're familiar with football, they moved from Oakland to Vegas, and they built that thing in like 2-3 years, and that thing is huge.
Yeah. Did
So-
it really take? I feel like it was so short.
It was like 3 years, I think,
I
4.
don't know. Time.
Before.
But yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it
it's
wasn't even that
crazy.
long. It was fast. They
It's so
put,
crazy.
but they built stuff
Yeah,
fast. So
Definitely.
I don't know. Technology is something, and
Mm.
then the mind to create that is
The manpower,
beyond me.
yeah.
Like I wouldn't even know where to start. Just think about them getting they be on their computers or a piece of paper and drawing out. Like you ever seen an architect? They be like,
Never
then,
have I
then
ever.
doing it in a
Now
computer.
we need to see a video of architect.
Yeah.
Like how they do it, like how they draw and stuff. Like, see, now you got my mind running.
My mind wouldn't even know where to start.
Ugh.
Just give me a square, and then put some windows here, door here, walk in.
Looks like a
boom.
cottage.
Right. Because that is genius.
That's
That is
so
genius.
funny.
But this is
Like
fun
a
to
third
react to
grader
and fun to
drawing.
see. I feel like we're getting so educated over here.
I know.
I feel like I was wasting my life.
We're literally. I wouldn't say all that.
I
but
was.
We're,
I
we
had
are
been.
literally the meaning of you learn something new every day.
Like I'm
I
gonna turn
feel
this
like
into an
that's
educational
justified
channel.
in
It's
this
like
channel.
an educational reaction channel.
We're
now.
learning together, y'all.
I feel like I was just wasting my life away, not learning nothing. There was
But
so much
let us know what you
information
guys thought
out
about
there.
it down below in the comment section.
I was just saying.
No, because
I felt like I was.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
There's
not.
so much information we've learned in the last like 2 months that we
That's
did not
what
know.
I'm saying, but you said
I would have
feel like my
never
life was wasted,
learned
like,
about
damn.
all these great chocolates and snacks. I would have never learned about breads, these different croissants and stuff out there. The history of all this stuff. Just learning new
We're learning,
things.
y'all. This is a learning channel at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Education over here. But as always, thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all in the next one.